How you doing, guys? Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek. That's my guy, Fred Smoot. I'm Michael Jenkins.
And we get loud.
We get loud.
All the time.
How was your Labor Day?
Hey, it was good, man. Listen, Labor Day is always good food, good family, just relaxing, barbecuing, a little bit. You know, some people go on vacation, that last vacation. I just don't believe it's the last day of the summer because it's 100 degrees today, and they said Labor Day was the last day of the summer.
Oh, you know what works for me always is extra day of the weekend, and the girl wanted to go to Home Depot. So we watched a lot of football, so I got to give a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But then I said, we did some girl stuff. We're cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I got a nice little wine bar over there. That's all I had to say.
Listen. It's always a good day for wine.
Why not, right?
It's not a bad day for wine. Now, in the summer, because I'm really a red wine drinker. In the summer, that's when I drink more of my white wines. But, you know, I like it when it get a little cold, so then I can get me a good glass of red right there.
Oh, man, we had a good time. But now we're going to have a good time this weekend because we finally get week 1 in the NFL. And what's crazy, we know it's Commanders. We know it's Cardinals at FedEx Field.
Yeah.
But the Cardinals are interesting because they're playing to lose.
All right. We're going to come back to the Cardinals right quick. I got to ask you something because we left it out for Labor Day.
Yeah.
Do you believe in wearing white after Labor Day? Because I want to know, first of all, who made that rule? Second of all, why? Why not pick a color like red or something like that? Why is it white? Because I wear white all year round. I'm sorry. Nothing's going to stop me. At least till you tell me the man or the woman that said I couldn't do it anymore.
I think it's a stupid idea.
What? I'm asking, like, what's the reason why?
I think the idea is, and I'm not sure, is that, look, white is about as summertime as it gets, right?
Baby blue, it's pink, it's so many other colors.
But the thing is, I don't have enough of a wardrobe. I gotta still wear the light stuff in the fall.
Oh, like listen, the fall to spring, I am wearing white.
Right.
You won't stop me. First of all, because you've not told me who made this up. So therefore, I am going to continue. I be on Christmas Day, white shirt, white short. I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm gonna wear my white.
So don't you think too, if you look good, you look good?
No, and I don't think it's about the color.
Yeah.
Right, so now you're telling me I'm supposed to wear, because it's the fall, browns. I'm supposed to bring out my natural colors. This is what I'm supposed to bring out, my earth tones.
Right.
No, I'm wearing white.
I can't wait to wear all the browns in my clothes. Like,
It's brown season. Like, I couldn't wait for brown season. Nobody says that. No, nobody.
Let's go from brown to burgundy and gold.
No,
like,
let's do that. Let's do that. We're talking colors.
Okay, so we know what we're going to get from this Commanders team, and you guys are going to talk about it all week long. But this Cardinals team, man, is a bad football team.
No, and it's bad on purpose.
Yes.
Like, the front office literally cut Colt McCoy, their presumably starting quarterback.
Their best option.
Their best option to win. They don't want to win. They bring in Dobbs, who hasn't started but a handful of games. He's going to have 2 weeks to prepare for a top 5 defense.
Oh, my God.
Like, listen, if this ain't Caleb Williams, we're tanking for you surprise, I have never seen one. And they're not trying to make a surprise. And don't forget, they got the Texans' first pick, too. Top pick that has a chance to be at least a number 1, a number 2 pick. They are all in for Caleb Williams and probably Marvin Harrison Jr. I think they want both of these guys to rebuild their team. And don't forget this, Jinx. Not only will they have the first and the second pick, if they trade Kyler Murray, which if you bring Caleb Williams in, you're going to have to trade Kyler Murray, you're talking about 2 to 3 more first-round picks. This could be, we can see the rebirth of a Cardinal team in over like a 12, 24-month period.
They got to get rid of Kyler.
No. Well, they have to if they're going to bring Caleb Williams.
That's what I'm like. They have to.
Yeah. And guess what? There's more first-round picks you're getting back. You got teams out there like Tampa Bay. You got teams out there like Atlanta that wouldn't pass on a Kyler Murray. So at the end of the day, they got everything in their hands, but they're preparing to lose. And see, the thing about the Washington team, they're preparing to win by any means necessary. So now you cannot let that what Coach Saban called rat poison get in your head. Just because the front office of the Arizona Cardinals are tanking, that has nothing to do with the players. The players are going to go out there and try to win. The front office is going to try to get them, handicap them as much as they can to make sure they lose.
So what must that be like? Because, look, guys in the NFL, this is their job, right?
Yeah,
they are pros. They want to win. But you know the organization wants to lose. So what does that do to you as a competitor?
Well, you got to realize these are that 1% alpha males.
Yes.
Losing is not in their DNA.
That's what I mean.
It hurts them. We're sore losers in that way. And when we feel like, all right, the organization, we still got to put stuff on film. You are still an independent contractor.
And you got pride.
Just because you want to go out here and want us to play bad, I'm not going to play bad. Because Fred Smoot still has to look out for Fred Smoot.
Right.
And that's how how the Arizona Cardinals are going to feel. They're going to feel like I want to still go out here and score 5 touchdowns. Like, I know y'all want us to lose, but winning is contagious. So it's losing. And, yeah, they're just, at the end of the day, for a player, you want to win, but you understand the business aspect of it. And the front office wants you to lose.
Yep.
And it's only to get better. So sometimes you have to burn the house down to rebuild it. So I think that's what mind frame they in, but Jinx, don't ever get it twisted. These players would not cooperate with them wanting to tank.
Oh, we saw that last year. Remember with the Texans? All they had to do was lose that game? No, they didn't lose.
They didn't lose, and it cost them. I guess it cost them Young versus C.J. Stroud.
Absolutely.
Like this where the Cardinals are right now. But believe me, when they come out on that Sunday, they will be ready to play. And that's why our players have to go out there like they are the 49ers. Like they have to really get their mind there because you do not want to fall for their rat poison. You do not mentally want to hurt yourself before the game starts.
So on the other side of that coin, you have the Commanders' team getting ready for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
In the pros, you assume you stay highly motivated every week, no matter what. Yeah. But are there times when you say
it's a little bit more?
It's a little,
Monday night games when you the only show on the planet. Sunday night games. You always want to put your best foot forward and leave a great impression when the whole world is watching. Okay. See, it's a different on a Sunday and you play a 1 o'clock game. Oh yeah, my market is tuned in.
Right.
Monday night,
everybody,
the world is tuned in, and then it gets in your head, too, as a player, who's watching me? Like, I've always been one of them people, big Bill Clinton guy. Love Bill Clinton. Okay. So when I first got here, I was like, wow, Bill going to be watching me play every Sunday.
That's right.
And that's every president. That's why I love this area. Like, every president, every senator, they are watching you every week. So you become a piece of their history.
That's right.
And I think there's something different that makes us really want to stick out and ball out.
So when you look at anticipation, like you finally got training camp over. Now it's here. Are you nervous? You excited? How are you feeling when you got a few days before first game of the season?
It's back to work.
Okay.
The real bullets are here. We're through with the preseason. That's why I give college players so much love. They don't get a preseason. They just show up and they play week 1, and that's just the way it is. But with us, we get a soft opener with the preseason game. But once it hits the switch right now we know who the 53 is. We know who the brotherhood is, who we moving forward with. And now it's serious. Now it's adding to your legacy. Every year in the NFL, you add to your legacy. Some stats, some might be good, some might be bad, but this is going to be your year as a football player because you just don't get many. Yeah. And then you don't know when it's going to be your last. So at the end of the day, they are ready to play football. And I think it don't really hit you until you're in the stadium for that first game and you feel that crowd roar. That's when you know it's on, right there.
Years ago, I covered Cowboys training camp. And before anybody says anything, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I worked in Texas.
Hey, you got to make your money, G. They can't get mad.
I got to make a paycheck, right?
You got to make your money. Hey, I also left for the Vikings and came back. Like, we all make mistakes.
And I asked my favorite quarterback training camp ever is coming to an end, and I asked Nate Newton. You remember Nate, right?
I remember Nate.
Big Nate. And I go, you glad this is over? You get tired of the monotony of training camp? And Nate goes, monotony? I don't know what that means, but I know what Monopoly is, and I'm good at that game.
I'm good at making money.
I'm good at making money.
So if you got to be training camp, I'm with it. And now the way that they do training camp, it shouldn't be nobody nagging. I did real training camp with Marty Schottenheimer when 2-a-days with 2-a-days and sometimes 3-a-days. Padded up all the time. We didn't get walkthrough. We didn't get none of that. So at the end of the day, and I also think going through preseason, I think it's a blessing. It's a curse and it's a blessing. Yeah. It's a blessing because you're still playing. It's a curse because you just don't want to do it. You just want to go play football. Yeah. But you need it to break the body down and build it back up. So I'm with Nate. I know Monopoly.
Well, we got live bullets coming this week. We got them last week in college football. And we got to start. Oh! Okay, let's get it. And our producer, she went to see you. So she's been beaming all morning.
Talking
for Coach months. Prime.
See, hey, listen. I understand it. I also am a Prime disciple.
Oh,
I literally built my game out there. I studied him so much. Any DBs from my era and wide receivers are Prime disciples. Like, we fought over the number 2. I wore it in college. The 21, he gave it to me when I got here.
Oh, really?
Yes, I wore 23 for like 3 days. He was still 21. And then he was like, nah, I'm finna retire. Smoot, Here go my locker. Here go my jersey. Here go these J's. Here go everything. So everything I had was primalized. That's what I call it, primalized. And that's what's happening in Colorado right now, being primalized. Listen to me. He brings energy. He's so different than any head coach that you're going to ever see in college football. When he walks in your house, your mom and your dad already know who he is. Your mom and your dad already seen who he is. Your son wants to play with him. You're going to give him your child and say, go Prime, do what you do. Come on, he got shows at Amazon Prime. I'm watching the game.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'm watching the game the other day. He got 7 commercials. Every time we go to commercial break, more Prime, more Prime, more Prime. And he's scaring the establishment. He's scaring them. He's scaring the old school. You know why? Because he don't look like none of them on the sideline. He's over there with his chain on. He got his glasses sponsored by
He's wearing a cowboy hat.
He wearing his hats. He is something different. He is that. His greatness personified, and when you great, people don't. And one thing, they don't want to let you be great in nothing else. They feel like you already did your calling,
right?
And he's already been a great football player. He's already been a great baseball player. He's been great on air working for NFL Network, and now he's a great coach. There's just so much greatness, and people hate on that greatness, and I think it's scaring them. But he is new college football, and I'm telling you now, this weekend, it was probably like 30 guys, probably in the top 100 players. Wasn't even thinking about Colorado. They are now.
So let me play devil's advocate here. Because you saw the post-game press conference where I think it was Ed Werder he called out. And he was like, do you believe?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how I feel about a head coach getting into a one-on-one with a media member and this going back and forth because then the media member's right. He goes with the head coach. But you made a very good point in that he knows these guys.
He knows them personally.
He knows them personally, and also, look, Deion is going to be Deion.
He was prime time. He was giving them this when he was playing.
Right.
They'll go out there and win a game. Oh, baby, this is what I want to do anyway. You knew how I was going to get it to him. Why do you think it's going to change now that he's the head coach? He's still going to be prime time. He ain't Coach Sanders. He ain't Coach Deion. He is Coach Prime. It's written on his hat. It's written everywhere. No other coach has a nickname like that. Now we had the Pirate. Bless his soul.
Yep.
But he wasn't labeled by that. Coach Prime is Coach Prime, and he's a different type entity that we got to learn how to digest. And the rest of college football has to learn how to digest. But he's opening up a window for ex-football players, pro and college, to be coaches right now. Because, believe me, Colorado ain't the only college that sees how much attention and money that you bring when you bring somebody that's pre-established in the football career. Because I want people like this. If I'm finna go learn, like, military tactics, I want to learn them from an ex-military guy.
No doubt.
All right, so why not, if I'm finna learn football, why wouldn't I learn it from an ex-football player? And there go what we finna turn the page to.
I know it's early in his career. I know he's at Jackson State, but what do you think, besides the fact that you want to play for a guy like this, his personality is infectious, but as a coach, what does he bring to the table?
First of all, he brings knowledge. And you seen him turn away when his player fumbled, right? And he went to him and he consoled him. He didn't scold him. He didn't do any of that. He consoled him. They turned it away quick because they wasn't ready for it. And they turned it back to him. Now, like, there go the thing about it. Football players, we've been where they at. We know how hard it is to play on a Saturday and then to play on a Sunday. So we know how to teach. Real great coaches, Coach Gibbs was like this. Coach hard during the week, during a game.
Yeah.
They trying to fix problems. And that's what Prime does. He fixes problems. As a coach, he brings eyes to you. He gives you a stage to perform. Not only does he bring knowledge from a coach, he brings knowledge as a player to you. He can tell you every level of the path that you're about to go through. So when you get that and you getting loved, and he's teaching you also how to do your brand. Who is a better brand ambassador in sports than Deion Sanders? Because his son's out there wearing his Deion cliques. Listen, he teaches you every aspect of what it is to be a player, a football player, an athlete in the 2000s.
Do you think we'll see more of this? Players,
yes.
I mean, he's opening the door, right?
No, he's kicking the door down. He ain't no opening the door. It already started with Eddie George and the rest of these guys. Ed Reed wants to go. So, and then that's what I think different. Usually, great football players don't be great coaches.
True.
Great basketball players usually not great coaches. Nobody would have said Michael Jordan was going to be a great coach because it's hard to give out your greatness. Because you're going to hold people to such a standard, you might not understand that this guy just ain't talented as you were. he has that. And I think him being as great as he was and now him being great in college really kicks down the door for all ex-athletes to do it.
You know who is not kicking down the door right now?
Who is that?
Clemson. Whoa. What happened when we're building this program with God's name, image, and likeness? I have to say, I did not see that game on Monday night, but I woke up, I was like, they didn't just get, it wasn't a fluke. They got beat outright.
Hey, Clemson is finished. Clemson is over with. Dabo Swinney has ran his course there. All right. We just talked about Prime accepting all these new ways of doing stuff. He even putting the guys' hashtag and they Twitter on their jerseys. While Clemson sitting over here doing all the old stuff. Do not want to get they gonna get in the NIL because their alumni base ain't strong as a lot of alumni bases. So they don't want the NIL. He don't do the transfer.
He won't touch it.
All right, and guess what? You won't touch it. You won't get some of the better players.
True.
All right, but that means you'll have players exiting doing the transfer portal, but none entering. You're not going to keep up with the rest of the ACC doing that. He doesn't want to take anything on new. And we talked about it while we was out there. I don't think they ever get their grip back because we're not talking about a place that was a destination because of the city. We're not talking about the alumni base being the best alumni base
just
in the world.
Just because they won.
They won. That was the only reason. So when you don't win, guys are not even looking twice at you no more. Florida State owns the ACC as we speak. I'm sorry. Florida State, what they did to LSU, I'm sorry. And then, not only did you a top 10 team in Clemson, you lost to Duke. All right, let's be honest. You lost to a basketball school. Yes, the quarterback looked like a first rounder. He looked like Daniel Jones Jr., by the way. You lost to Duke. You're not in the national championship hunting.
Yeah.
And I don't think you ever get back there. I think this was the last shot, especially when I just watch it. Oh, I cannot pronounce this quarterback name. The quarterback they had last year, Oli Goulier.
Oh, DJ
Uiagalelei. He went to Oregon State through 5 touchdowns.
And he was balling out.
Now you got your quarterback there now, Kashank or whatever his name is. He looked terrible. So now I'm asking myself, is it the coaching?
Yeah.
Because this guy looked like a whole different player over there playing Pac-10 ball. So at the end of the day, I think it's over for Clemson. The rebirth of Florida State. Because, when something is birthed, something got to die. Where the Clemson Tigers.
Hey, and where did Deion go?
Yeah.
Florida State. Everywhere.
How should Florida State feel right now? Knowing you could have had that catalyst in that recruiting machine of Deion Sanders. Like, you got to be like, we missed it. We really missed out on this one right here. Because if he can do that in Colorado, imagine what he'll do at Florida State, his alma mater.
It's because Colorado was desperate.
No. But Colorado understood what the other people didn't. It's a new way coming. And we finna get ahead of it.
We have some breaking news that you Commanders fans are going to want to hear. It is official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. That's right. The deal is finalized, and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Commanders family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders games or to any other event in the DMV, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders, so Commanders fans can fan.
Right before my 12th grade year, I go to the Ole Miss camp.
Okay.
I probably go in the camp number 90. I leave out the camp number 2. Oh. Like, I went destroyed the camp. I was the best. This was my plan. I was at the corner. I said, I'm not going to let anybody catch touchdowns, and they're going to make me the best wide receiver here. So I was playing both ways at the time.
Oh, really?
So I went shut down all the wide receivers, and I burnt all the corners. So they come in my room in the middle of the night trying to recruit me, and we talking. And I start to really like him.
Yeah.
Then I leave and we just keep talking. So next thing you know, I commit to Ole Miss. I'm coming with you, Tubby. Next thing you know, 3 months later, and maybe 2 months before signing day, he leaves Ole Miss and goes to Auburn. All right.
Oh.
Now I'm already, because my family like, no, we want you to go to Mississippi State. So I was already torn. Next thing you know, he goes over, Auburn. He tries to recruit me in Auburn. And I'm like, I ain't talking to you. I thought you said we are going to do this at Ole Miss. You got like 5 of us trying to come.
Yeah.
And there you go. You're going to skip town. I say, I'll see you during the season. He like, where you going? I said, I'm going to Mississippi State. I'm going with Coach Sherrill. After that, we just started to bicker.
Did you really?
Like talk at each other. So right before the Auburn game, I walk up on the field. He on the field. So I'm like, I told you. I said, I told you I'm coming to get you. I say, I want you to remember everything I told you I'm going to do. So he took it as a challenge. First 5 passes of the game, he throw at me.
No.
First 5. 0 for 5. 0 for 5. They get in the red zone. He throw 3 fade routes. I knock them all down. All right, then we get to the end of the game. I get the interception to end the game. After all the game, I've been on his sideline just ripping him the whole game. Like telling his wide receivers, I hope you got pockets in your pants because that's where your hands go. I'm just over there. I got a blanket out there. I'm covering everything.
Right.
And boy, at the end of the game, he ran to shake Coach Sherrill's hand, and he seen me coming. And he just stopped and looked. He said, Fred, I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing else from me. And it kept going to the next year, to the next year before the game. The announcers talking about, yeah, Fred Smoot and Tuberville don't like each other. They got a big old rivalry right here. And we beat them to death again.
Did you really?
Like, I was personally invested in it when it came to Tuberville. But now we all right, since you're a politician, you at the football game. I got no beef with you.
But was that the most satisfying?
Yes.
I mean, outside of like the rivalry, like, from a personal level?
Well, it was because we had a personal squabble, and he also somebody that could test me. Mm-hmm. Like, he could, what I always knew is this. If I leave it up to the quarterback and the wide receiver to throw at me, I won't get no passes. Mm-hmm. I have to go at the establishment. I have to go at the head coach, especially if they offensive head coach.
Yes. Make
them throw at me.
Right.
So that was my plan anyway. So I was masterminding this plan, and Tuberville was the perfect dude for me to have this rivalry with.
Isn't it crazy to think too that you almost went to Ole Miss, you ended up at Mississippi State?
And guess what? My oldest daughter is there now.
Oh, really?
Ole Miss found a way to get my money.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you thought I had got away scot-free. No, my daughter is there right now. And we was at the Egg Bowl together last year. So it's fine. Like, listen, the SEC is a family. All right? Mm-hmm. So it's we SEC. So I don't mind my daughter going to Ole Miss. That's fine with me.
Who's going to win the national title before we move on?
Mississippi State. That's the heart talking.
Yes. What does your mind tell you? What does your mind tell you?
My mind tells me, until they take it away from Georgia, nobody beats them. They have taken the SEC from Alabama. Mm-hmm. Alabama has a young quarterback. He can play. Kilgore can play. He can move. Mm-hmm. Big kid, strong, can run. I don't know if he got enough plays on his belt to be ready for a national championship playoff run. I'm going with Georgia. And if I had to pick 2 teams to play after seeing what I seen the first week, because it's always going to be the other team like TCU that comes out of nowhere that has that season. Ohio State looked terrible to me.
They looked awful.
Hold up. Let's take that back because I almost went to Indiana. Were Ohio State just Ohio State, and is Indiana just better?
Could be.
All right, so I think Indiana just better. But if I had to pick it right now, I would say Georgia versus Florida State.
I like Michigan. Even though I have to,
J.J. McCarthy looked good throwing that ball.
That backfield's no joke.
Blake Corum looked good running that ball. But it just, are you going to beat Ohio State 3 years in a row?
I don't know. Although, did you hear Harbaugh's quote, which my eyes rolled back in my head? He goes, we don't play offense, even though I know he didn't coach the first game. But he goes, we don't play offense, we don't play defense, we play we-fence. I was like, Coach, come on.
Hey, let it go.
Come on.
That's when you feel the threat of a Deion Sanders coming that makes you want to get them one-liners. CC Deion, the prime of the one, he the one-liner. Like he told him, I brought my luggage and I brought Louis. And when he was saying was, I'm bringing one of the best quarterbacks in college, which is my son, and I'm bringing Travis Hunter. Which is one of the best two-way players in college football. So at the end of the day, yes, Prime was right. But I have to go Florida State versus Georgia.
Okay. I mean, that's a good pick.
And you going Michigan versus?
It'll be Michigan, Georgia.
Michigan, Georgia. That will pack a house.
That will pack a house.
That will pack a house. But you believe in J.J. McCarthy like that?
I do.
Do you believe in the Michigan defense? Do you believe, because offense is what it is, but defense wins championships.
Their defense is always stout each and every year. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Georgia's the team.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah. But I feel like if any team has the best chance to knock them off this year, maybe it's Michigan.
No Longhorns.
I wish. I'm just praying we get out of Tuscaloosa without a ass beating.
No, y'all are going to get spanked.
We didn't look great against Rice. We didn't look great.
All I'm saying is, if y'all can get past this roll hurdle right here, y'all got a chance to play.
The only thing I will say, that Texas defense is no joke, but the offense, I don't know.
And Oklahoma look good.
They look very good.
And you know how that Red River shootout goes.
Smooth, I know. I know. This week, it's going to be hot here in D.C. It'll definitely be warm on Sunday.
The devil has moved to the DMV. he has. He lives here now.
So when you play, what is the hottest, or maybe it was the coldest, like the one time where the temperature maybe got to you a little bit?
I was, this is why they play night games in Louisiana. It's a reason why
Swampy.
It's so hot in the daytime, they can't play the games in the daytime. And I think our game started at 6:30 one night.
Ooh.
And it was 110 degrees. And not only was it 110 degrees, LSU has this thing that they do. You know they got this big tiger in a cage, right? And first of all, I done been in the bayou. I've never seen a tiger running through it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how y'all came up with that mascot. But they get this big cage and they put this tiger right by your door. So when you walking out the door, and that was my first time at LSU. Yeah. So I'm walking out the door, next thing I hear, hold on, and I just look, I'm like, what the hell was that? A tiger, all right? So then I go out here, and it's 110 degrees, and it's this haze, and it's just smoky, and it smells like beer and crawfish. Like, so the environment is just what it is. But then I fast forward, and I go to Green Bay where it's 2 below. I play 2 below, and that's dangerous. See, people don't understand. We love it when it snow. When it snow, it got to be between 20 and 30 degrees. That's warm, all right? Not in Green Bay when it's -2. And then somebody step on your cleats and you hear your toe explode. Like, it's some of this, it's so different. But I also have played in a tropical storm.
You have?
Listen, it's 2 things that's fun for us, especially at DB. Tropical storms, because the ball finna be everywhere.
I guess that's true, yeah.
It's finna be fumbles. It's finna be interceptions, turnover game. Yeah. Snow is the same way.
Really?
All right, think about this, Jinx.
Okay.
You a wide receiver.
All right.
Trying to get away from me in the snow.
Can't get traction.
Who has the advantage?
DB.
I have the
DB.
advantage. All I got to do is touch you. I have the advantage. So snow, thunderstorms, I love it. Like, when I seen it coming, I'm like, yes, turnover game. So Mother Nature plays a lot into games.
Okay, I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
You talk about the tiger.
Yeah.
And you're from the country?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, so am I. So you see a lot of, could be a rattlesnake, could be a wild boar, could be whatever. Anything. So what is the most terrified you've ever been around an animal?
All right, first of all, I like to tell people this.
Okay.
Hippos
are
dangerous.
Joke. Yes, they are.
They kill more people than lions. All right?
And hippos are very dangerous.
And they eat pumpkin. All right? They the only thing they eat pumpkin. But wild boar. I go hunting. You know, I'm an avid hunter now. I'm in them woods.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If you ever wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and wonder who that is in a deer stand, it's me. All right? Now, you got to think about it. You got 2 types of animals. You got the animals that you chase to hunt, similar to a deer or a rabbit, that won't hunt you back. A wild boar hunts you back. Not only does it hunt you back, it will eat you alive. So when you go out there, most of the time we go to trap them because you want to trap them because you need time to cycle out. You want to like feed it beer so it cleans the system of it out. It's a scavenger. But the wild boar, they can get
big.
They can get big as horses, man. Like, so, and people don't understand, a wild boar is simply a domesticated pig that got back in the wild and became its natural self. All right, see, when we domesticate it, it stopped growing horns because we feed it. All right, when we domesticate, we give it the mud and the warm environment to live in so it don't need to grow hair anymore. But if you run into it in the swamp, it will hunt you back.
That's terrifying.
I know it, man. That's why I'm a everyday man, more of an Indiana Jones type figure, you know?
The one time, the scariest I've ever been around an animal, which was weird. When back home, there was, you ever seen, I'm sure you have, a dog crossbred with a wolf?
Of course I have.
Yes. And this was we call it the wolf dog. It was the only wolf dog in town. And the people that owned this wolf dog went around cutting people's lawns, right? And so they had a chain link as an actual like leash for this thing. And they would wrap it around a tree. And so we'd see this wolf dog like, man, that's the most terrifying creature I've ever seen. And they always have those instincts, right?
No. He don't believe in domesticated. He believes in the old rules.
Right.
Jon Snow type rules.
One day I'm walking out of the house with my friend Hoth. And there's a guy walking down the street with his poodle. And this wolf dog right next door, they had not chained him up. And I remember seeing going and looking, and I mean, you could see this wolf dog's head go, whoosh, and immediately starts taking off, grabs this poodle and starts shaking it. The owner jumps on top of the poodle and finally got him separated. The guys came over. it was terrifying because you watched it in slow motion.
Yes. Oh, now that's scary. You made me think of something else. No, you said animal. Is a fish considered an animal? Is a fish just a fish?
It's an animal.
That's in the big scheme of things. So I'm fishing, deep water fishing, Florida, Miami. You know, day on the boat, chilling with the fellas. That's the scary thing about fishing the ocean. You can go fishing for something. That don't mean that's what's going to grab your line. Right. We can say we out here fishing for grouper until a shark grab your line. So me and my guys fishing. One of my boys like, I got something. He wrestling with it 30 minutes, 15 minutes. Pulls up, not a hammerhead, but the swordfish.
A swordfish? Okay.
On the boat. So now it's flopping around on the boat.
Oh, my God.
Like, and you don't understand how sharp this thing is.
Yeah.
All us jumping to the edge of the boat. Listen, if you want to see something scary, pull up a swordfish on your boat. You want to talk about, I hope you got on Depends Pampers. You're going to need something. I've been there and done that, Jinx.
Well, I want to see a good movie on Sunday between the Commanders and Cardinals, which is going to end with the Commanders winning. What sort of game do you expect? What do you think happens?
I expect 90,000 roaring fans, FedEx rocking. You can go to SeatGeek right now. We ain't got number standing
room only.
We got standing room only. That tells you everything right there. So it's gonna be. You know how a game can be romantic.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be romantic from the tailgate to the end of that thing. And I'm looking for this defense to go out there and take another step. They was top 5 last year. They was the reason we stayed into games. I'm looking for them now to become the reasons we win them. All right, some defenses can be dead dominant where you don't need the offense. Give Sam time to get this offense rolling. Give him some time. Give him some trial and error. I think this defense will dominate this game against the Cardinals.
And when you say romantic, like start of a new era, it's just a new time.
It's just a new time, a new feel, a new everything, a new coach, and Coach Bieniemy, a new quarterback in Sam Howell, a new era with our new ownership group, a new everything. It's a new day, and it starts Sunday. And I cannot wait. When I wake up Sunday, I sleep like this, Jink. When I wake up Sunday, I'll be like, yes, it's time. All right, it's time.
That's Fred Smoot. I'm Michael Jenkins. It is a Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek. We'll see you next week.